Here I'm going to show you the Wellness Center at Galileo High School. So here I'm showing you just the hallway and kind of what it looks like outside of the Wellness Center. We just had Pride Week. So for Pride Week, we have our youth outreach workers where our interns show or do different activities, and this was an opportunity for students to say how they support LGBTQ students. And we hang it up so that people see um, their responses from other students. Here is before you walk in the Wellness Center, we have a bunch of resources. We like to have a calendar that has different activities, when we're open or closed, who all the staff people are. I made a map of all the different teen clinics, basically just so students, if they felt uncomfortable asking one of us to make an appointment, they could find out where the clinics are themselves. This is information, different resources in the city. And over here we have internships and job opportunities at different community organizations that students can check out if they want to. So now we'll go inside the Wellness Center. So inside Wellness, I like to point out that the lighting is really different. We always make sure that we don't use the fluorescent lighting. We also make sure that when students walk in, they see that there's water or snacks. We have information about birth control and about STIs. Over here, there's a table that has tea with descriptions of what the different types of tea might help with. We have over here, just we're showing like the area where students can sit and rest if they are waiting for an appointment or need a break from class. We try to make it cozy, kind of like a living room so that it feels really different than a classroom. Over here, we have more information about birth control. Over here we have nail polish, so if students are feeling stressed out or need a break, they can paint their nails. On the walls we have a photo exhibit from an LGBTQ youth group in the city that explore different topics around LGBTQ identity and Latinx and immigrant identity. Here we have resources on the table. We always have band-aids for students. Sorry, this is hard to see. We have a guide for youth protesters because of the Trump walkout and stuff. We have books that students can read while they're waiting. That might be interesting. Over here it's kind of a mess. I didn't actually clean up first. So this is how it really looks. We have a bunch of resources. We have cards that are for if like students are worried that ICE is going to show up at their house. We have resources for if there's they need clinics. Over here we have drawing things for if students want to color in a page while they're waiting or if they're stressed out or anxious. Information on healthy relationships. Here's another one of the exhibits at one of our one of the photo projects that one of our students from Galileo who was in this group did about stereotypes that he feels are on him and his family as Mexican immigrants and him as a young gay Mexican man in the city. And then I wanted to point out the different posters that we have. We make sure to like be aware of what we have showing in the Wellness Center. You'll notice the gay flag. There's a Black Trans Lives Matter poster on top of my desk or in front of my desk. We try to just make sure that the space reflects our students and like if students are looking around and reading things that it's meaningful. Here we have wellness expectations so that when students enter this space, they know what to expect, they understand what the rules are, they understand that there's guidelines to keep the space safe and boundaried. Here we have a thing about confidentiality so that students can be aware of their rights. And this is just an example of one of the offices. We try to keep it brightly lit and simple, just trying to make you be able to see the whole thing. Yeah, so that's our wellness center. I think that the way that students are affected is that we try to make sure that students feel like when they walk into the wellness center, it's something very different than a classroom or the hallways, that it feels calm, that it feels safe, it feels contained, that there's food, that there's snacks, that there's resources for them, that the pictures and the art on the walls makes them, hopefully, the idea is that it's either interesting or educational, or also they can see themselves reflected in the things on the walls. Um, we just try to make sure that it actually feels like a safe, comfortable space for students where they would feel comfortable entering. We try to keep our door open all the time so that students don't feel like they have to inconvenience us or knock in order to get services. We try to make it as welcoming as possible. I know that the doors were closed for two of the offices, but a lot of times we try to keep the doors open so that students feel comfortable accessing services. So I hope you enjoyed the little tour of our wellness center.